Bro, stop what you are doing right now. Because a man who has actually been in the ring with Oleksandr Usyk, who has felt those punches, who knows exactly what this guy is capable of, just came out publicly and said Rico Verhoeven was robbed. And not in a soft, diplomatic, careful way. He said it with his whole chest, no cap. But here is the thing, that is not even the wildest part of this story, because by the time we get to what Rico did after the fight, and what he is now demanding, you are going to understand why boxing Twitter has completely lost its mind. Stay with me, it gets crazy. Alright bro, let's build this from the ground up, because if you did not watch this fight, you genuinely missed one of the most insane nights in combat sports history. So here is the setup. Oleksandr Usyk. If you know boxing at all, you know this man needs no introduction. Undefeated, 20 higher record, to fight Usyk for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World at the Pyramids of Giza in Egypt. When this fight was announced, bro, the boxing world laughed. Like, actually laughed. Most people thought this was a stay-busy fight for Usyk, a spectacle, a payday, a kickboxer in his second ever boxing match against the best heavyweight alive. It was supposed to be straightforward. It was supposed to be easy. No cap. It was anything but. So the fight starts and immediately something feels off. Usyk looks flat. He looks slow. He looks like a man who did not take his opponent seriously until it was almost too late. And Rico came in with a plan. High guard, constant pressure, double jab, using every single pound of that 25-pound weight advantage to bully Usyk into the corners. The guy with the better footwork in a boxing ring was the kickboxer. Read that again. Bro, the kickboxer had better footwork than Oleksandr Usyk. Round after round, Rico is controlling the pace, landing right hands clean, disrupting everything Usyk tries to do. And here is where it gets crazy. The open scoring in the venue has the fight dead even after 8 rounds. Even when everyone watching with their eyes could see Rico was winning the majority of those rounds. Going into round 11, multiple observers had it 7 rounds to 3 for Verhoeven. This is not fan bias. This is not kickboxing Twitter being delusional. This is what was happening in the ring. And then, round 11, Usyk finally finds something. His uppercut starts landing. His legs come back. And late in the round, he lands a right uppercut that drops Rico for the first time all night. The crowd goes insane. Rico beats the count. He is hurt, no question. He is on unsteady legs, backed into the corner, eating a flurry, but his hands are up. He is covering. He is still defending himself intelligently. Wait for it. With 1 second, 1 literal second, remaining on the clock, referee Mark Lyson steps in and waves it off. 1 second. The bell was about to ring. Rico was about to sit in his corner for a full minute, recover, and come out for round 12 with a chance to close out the biggest upset in boxing history. Instead, fight over. Usyk retains. And the internet absolutely explodes. Okay, so here is where the outside voices start tiling in, and bro, the list of people calling this a robbery is not small. The DAZN commentator, the official broadcaster of the fight, the guy being paid to call the action, screamed live on air. "What are you doing, referee? What are you doing? Are you kidding me? This is for the heavyweight championship of the world." The official broadcast, destroying the referee in real time. Then the scorecards drop and it somehow gets worse. 2 judges had the fight dead even after 10 rounds. One had Rico narrowly ahead, meaning even without the stoppage, the cards were already being set up to hand Usyk the decision. Rico was getting robbed either way. The stoppage just made it faster.
Once again, we are shown boxing is not a real sport. I've seen a lot of bad stoppages, but that stoppage in Usyk versus Rico was insane. No reason to stop that fight. Rico is up on the scorecards pretty clearly, unless the judges were gonna rob him, which I wouldn't rule out. It's the 11th round. He gets dropped with like 20 seconds left. He gets back up, he's recovered. The ref restarts the fight, and within a couple seconds, he's back to stepping in. There's only a couple seconds left in the round. But once again, boxing had this save face. Once they had a moment where they could stop the fight when Rico was clearly winning, they had to stop it. Because if a guy with 1 pro boxing match went and beat Oleksandr Usyk, the guy that beat Tyson Fury, that beat Dubois, that beat Anthony Joshua, the GOAT of the sport right now, boxing would be in shambles. They did this to Francis Ngannou as well, robbed him blind on the scorecards. You cannot tell me Tyson Fury actually beat Francis Ngannou. Francis won that fight, but they couldn't let the MMA guy come and beat Tyson Fury in his own sport. Aside from all the corruption, round 12 could have been a round in history that we look back on as a legendary moment. Just imagine it. Usyk's down on the scorecards, so we think. He has 1 round left to finish Rico Verhoeven. Can he do it? Round 12 could have been amazing. Once again, boxing disappoints. I don't understand how they can keep doing this.
And then Derek Chisora speaks. Now bro, this is the part from the Boxing News Online story that matters. Because Chisora is not a casual observer. Chisora is a British heavyweight who fought Usyk back in 2020. He has been in the ring with this man. He knows what Usyk looks like when he is winning, and he knows what Usyk looks like when he is struggling, and he came out with zero filter.
Rico won that fight. It was an early stoppage. They robbed that guy. But here is what makes Chisora's take even more interesting. He does not just call the stoppage wrong and leave it there. He actually defends Usyk as a fighter while still saying Rico got robbed. He says Usyk did not lose a step. He just had not been in the ring for a while, was taking his time, did not respect Rico until he realized he was losing. And then he drops the line that is going to live rent-free in Rico's head going into the rematch. If he fights this guy again next time, he knocks him out. No cap, that quote cuts both ways. It validates what Rico did, while simultaneously warning him that the second fight will be completely different. Chisora is basically saying, you won bro, but next time Usyk will actually show up. Here is where it escalates. Because Rico Verhoeven does not disappear quietly into the night after this. He pulls up on Usyk directly during post-fight media, and what he communicates, in front of cameras, in front of the world, to Usyk's face, is exactly what every person watching that fight already knew. He won. The result does not reflect what happened in the ring, and he wants his rematch. Think about the weight of that moment. Usyk is standing there with the belt, officially 25-0, legacy intact. And right next to him is the man who beat him for 10 rounds, who lost his mother during training camp, who came to Egypt and outboxed the champion, looking him dead in the eye and making it clear that this is not over. And close sources to Rico's camp have now confirmed that a formal appeal against the stoppage is being prepared. 2 specific grounds. 1. The bell. The footage strongly suggests the round had already ended when Lyson intervened. 2. The missing 8 count. After Rico was dropped, the referee never administered a standing 8 count before restarting the action, which under WBC rules is required. Both of those are procedural violations serious enough to challenge the official result. Bro, this is not a fighter venting on social media. This is paperwork. This is Rico Verhoeven forcing boxing to answer for what happened on the official record. And then Turki Alalshikh, the Saudi promoter who funded the entire event, steps into the ring and demands Rico gets a rematch in Holland. The man writing the checks publicly sided with the guy who lost, in front of everyone. No cap, that is the loudest possible signal that even the people running this sport know exactly what happened. Alright bro, here is where I land on all of this. And I want you to actually argue with me in the comments because I think this is bigger than just one bad stoppage. Rico Verhoeven came from a different sport, gave up every weapon he has spent his career mastering, the kicks, the knees, the elbows, walked into boxing with essentially nothing but his fists and his brain, and nearly beat the best heavyweight boxer alive in his second boxing match, trained by Peter Fury, carrying grief from losing his mother during camp, and winning for 30 minutes straight. Here is where it gets crazy for the last time. Chisora said it himself. Next time Usyk knocks him out. And I actually think that might be true, because a fully prepared, fully focused, fully motivated Usyk who actually respects Rico is a completely different fight. Rico showed his hand. Usyk now knows exactly what is coming. The element of surprise is gone. So here is my take. Rico Verhoeven won the first fight and will probably lose the rematch. And boxing will use that rematch result to rewrite the narrative and pretend last night never happened. The official record will say Usyk won both fights. The scorecards from last night will get buried. And in 5 years, people will argue about whether Rico ever actually had him. But we were here. We saw it. 1 second on the clock. Still standing. Still defending. No cap. Rico Verhoeven won that fight. And the whole world knows it. Drop your rematch prediction in the comments. I want to see what you think happens when Usyk actually shows up.